I'm Elizabeth with Hamilton Native Outpost, and I wanted to let you know about an opportunity that we came across and learned about here the other day. This is an opportunity, I know it's an opportunity here in the state of Missouri. I'm not sure about other states. So you can check at your local NRCS office and see what the availability is in your state if you're in a different state. The Natural Resources Conservation Service, or NRCS, has an EQIP program that stands for Environmental Quality Incentives Program, but anyway, we just call it EQIP. And they have a new opportunity through the Act Now funding that allows livestock producers to diversify their grazing operation and also to increase their climate resiliency. So a big part of this money, that the focus of the government on it is to get climate resiliency. And so native plants in a forage operation help do that. Basically, this is an opportunity to go in and sign up for both technical assistance and financial assistance to convert. You can either convert an existing, like, introduced grass pasture or a crop field to native grasses, diverse native grassland for the purpose of grazing. And so actually you can use it for both grazing and or haying. So you can do either one. It's a little different from the like more typical EQIP. Typically EQIP is competitive and you have to sign up, you send off your application, it gets ranked against all of the other applications, and then you find out whether or not you had enough points to get in. This is different. If you go to your local government NRCS office, there's a minimum threshold, and if you meet that, you'll be pre-approved immediately. As you go through this process, there's a couple things to keep in mind. When you're thinking about, okay, well, I'm ready to do this, I want the native forages, what kind of native forages do you want is going to be one of the questions you're going to have to answer. And of course, you can talk with your local NRCS person about that. But then having some ideas in your mind and a little bit of knowledge will really help you to have a better conversation with them. So in general, there's a couple different approaches. One is, well, let's plant a monoculture or a simple polyculture of just some of the native warm season grasses. So maybe we're going to plant a big blue stem Indian grass, little blue stem field for either grazing or haying. And there's not necessarily any problem with that. They make really good summer forage. That's one option. I think another option is if you want more diversity out there, there's a lot of benefits that come with the diversity. So planting a diverse native grassland that has the native warm season grasses in it, yes, they're really excellent summer forage. But then the native cool season grasses as well, as some native forbs and legumes. And so putting all of these things together, we call that a diverse native grassland. If you go with the method of planting a diverse native grassland, do beware that this is kind of a new concept. And I say that it's new in that there's not a lot of people that are planting these for the purpose of grazing. They've been planted a long time for like the purpose of wildlife and just conservation, restoration. But on the other hand, this concept is as old as the grasslands here in North America are, because this is what the bison would have had and what they would have grazed, pre-settlement, but before the European settlers came in. As a result of the fact that this is not the most common thing to do, and we actually, back in 2012, got a conservation innovation grant from NRCS to plant one of these, and that was one of the first plantings with this in mind in our state. And so if you decide to plant a diverse native grassland, some NRCS people are going to have less experience with those and be less knowledgeable about them. And so if you run into that, don't necessarily be surprised. So if you run into any hiccups as you proceed in, if you do want to do the diverse native grassland, feel free to get us in contact with your agent, get in contact with us yourself. We're happy to talk you through it so you can talk more educated with your agent, or however we can be helpful, because it is something that we are really passionate about and are really excited about the potential, not only for the livestock standpoint, but also the soil health and the wildlife standpoint. If you've got questions about this Act Now funding for EQIP for this forage planting of natives, go to your government office, local NRCS office would be a great place to start. Also, there are some websites, web pages of NRCS that give more details. You can check those out. We'll have a link in the description of this video. If you've got questions about a diverse native grassland, we love to talk about diverse native grasslands. Give us a call, send us an email. Check out our other videos online that we have about diverse native grasslands, including one about how to design a diverse native grassland mix. You can also learn about the concept and why we think a diverse native grassland is as good as it gets for livestock, wildlife, and soil health. And then also, lastly, our website has a lot of different resources to learn about using natives for forage as well.